Hello guys, my name is Patrick. So I came here today just try to repeat again for my rules because I did something right here. So just try to see if that improves or not. So here the one is the letter I wrote to the players to talk about uh the goal of the game and what they're actually doing and what they are longing to during the game. And so you see that here the game the goal of the game is like you can having more territories. Of course, you will be having many territories at the beginning of the game. And let's see for the remaining time you can have more or less. And so you use these territories to create revenues like taxes from these territories and tools. Maybe someone just go into your territory. And also you get more resources, which means you can use resources to build something or just to sell them so you can get money. And you can also uh, build railways and something like that. You have some skills applied in business field. Uh, yeah, this is the goal of the game and what we're actually doing during the game. And let's see here. Yeah, it's also the rule of the game. So I'm trying to, because I just renew the rules and I want to uh, talk about it again before I actually present it to everybody. I think it's the best one I have ever written during the when I try to create a game. And yeah, let's start. So the elements of the game, you have six colors of shields because you have six countries, identity colors representing the country, the identity country, and currency, money, and tradable cards, a map of the world with many courses on here, and territory cards, resources tickets, piracy license cards, and news cards. Okay, so for the game setup, mm, the first thing you choose a person, maybe he's quite doing well in this game. Maybe he knows a lot about it. Like for example, me, because I create this game, to choose a person as a general to host the entire game because you may have some option. Who knows? So there are also six empires. Yeah, they are United Kingdom, Russia, the United States, China, Japan, and Paris. And so each player chooses an identity card and become the country they choose. So so at the very beginning of the game, you just choose the cards and you can become the country, the leader or president of this country, so that you can control the overall things for your country, like doing overseas trades and having wars and territory grabbings. Yeah. So and then you shuffle the remaining territory cards or you allocate to the players to see what they are actually having at the very beginning of the game. And it's somehow kind of from risk, right? And then every I place is a house, the house representing castles. So you have castles to show that you are the owner of the port, and of course, and houses they have different colors and corresponding to the color of your ships and your country. And yeah, and then you at the very beginning you can place four ships into the all the territory because I'm still figuring about whether six ships or four ships, maybe four ships fewer. So it's not kind of good because the world is so big and maybe you can't cover all the world with only four ships. Uh, yeah, think about it later. So know that every territory can only hold up to three ships, like they all have capacities. So everyone initially gets $150, free wood and free metal tickets. That's for how you will maybe you build your ships, factories, or maybe you just buy some other resources or just to trades. Yeah. So you have countries, United Kingdom, and they have different skills. So United Kingdom, you each time collecting tax during the rest time, you can earn $10 more for each territory. So that means if you have more lands, and so you can have the skill more outstanding because you have more lands, so you have more money. And if you have less territory, that's fine because the territory you are somehow required to have that. And yeah, so it also gives you money because you didn't do anything just to keep the territory you have in your hand. Yeah. For Russia, capital is Murmansk, so skills are the power value for single ships and castles increased by one because like you see the map, the position of Russia is super north and is super remote if you want to do seed. Although uh, it has many lands. So yeah, it doesn't matter because we do the sea game. So you just so for that because it's kind of unfair for the Russian players. So I can increase the value so you can be more powerful, so you can get more things, get more lands, so on. Okay, for China, capital Shanghai. So you can earn $200 more each time for a trade task. Okay, so it just encourages you, like as a Chinese player, um, you have to do as many trades as you can, or you can do long-term trade. And because later I will say I will point out like each time you are want to get a trade card, you have to pay $150 first because that means somehow how much you will cost for like how much you will invest in the trade because you can't invest with nothing. So invest some money. So for China, you can earn your initial investment back if you uh, complete one task. So in order to make you more outstanding, so you have to do more trade. For Japan, like yeah, you can park at a foreign port that go for choking point without permission, and the territory owners will protect you when at their places. Yeah, so you can go into any port as long as you want. For the pirate, you are always a charter privateer or a legal smuggler. Um, you can rob legally and you needn't pay fees when into foreign territories. So because you are a pirate, right? Okay, so for the United States, so it's kind of more closer to gaining resources. So I have a bunch of like friendly policy to the United States. So you can spend fewer things. Like maybe you can spend fewer money or fewer resources to build factories. So yeah, you in order to make you more outstanding again, you just try to build more factories because there's no bad things when you try to build more factories, you can still get many resources. So you can sell to people or you can just hold them to see if you want to use them um, according to your needs. Okay, so operation in turn. Mm, okay, what can you do in your turn? Mm, you can just move all your ships or use them to attack. You can grab trade route cars. You can build your factories and ships. You can buy or sell resources, ships, and lands. Because right here, I didn't mention or didn't think about it last time. You can also actually buy or sell anything, uh, including resources, ships, and lands, as long as you and the other guy, you can negotiate with a good price, and that's fine because after all, it's a capital gain for this. Yeah, you may use people's ships so you can cover the land you didn't recover either didn't cover. For example, I have British ships. I am the British Empire. So but most of my ships is in Atlantic or Indian Ocean. but I want to also cover Pacific Ocean. So I may find countries closer to the Pacific coast, like China and Japan. I may buy their ships because I think mostly their ships are produced in their capitals, so you can just buy their ships right there. And also lands, yeah, resources. You can also sell to the bank. I will talk about it later. Okay, so at the end of each 5 turns, you will be informed of the news card. There are many things right there, like maybe they have storm, they have earthquakes, maybe they have all in Eurasia continent. So, yeah, so it will increase maybe the prices of resources, or maybe just you can enter some ports, some certain ports. So they will also influence the trade or war. Maybe you want to attack somewhere, but it's blocked. Okay, you can receive tax and resources at the end of the turn. So yeah, so that's how you gain some part of money, your money, or maybe most of your money at the beginning of the game, because you're not going to do trade the very beginning. You just use tax and resources to gain your first capital. You gain the money, gain some money, so you can use more money to invest in trade. Okay, the tax is, yeah, printed in blue, and also you can also buy a pirate license card. Uh, the ownership of the territory. Okay, so the territory will write every uh, necessary information of the territory, like basically the name of the territory, the type, like whether it's a port or the choking point, or the coordinate, where it's located, and the resources produced, the tax amount, and the parking fee. Uh, the tax amount is in blue and the parking fee is in red. So basically, if you are a port, so your tax is $20. So if you are choking point is $30, and the parking fee varies from territory. Like for example, for big cities like London, New York, Hong Kong, etc. So those cities I think is mostly very populous and uh, very uh, busy cities. So they should have more parking fee. And for somewhere else like maybe some very remote places like Antofagasta and Churchill and Lagos. So these places, I think, is not as busy as those previous cities. So they will have lower parking fee, and is based on their locations and based on whether they are busy and so on. But for the choking point, because now every ship, if they want to go past, they must pay that. So I will not uh have very high parking fee or just going through the tools. Okay, so you can refuse to allow other people to enter ports. That's social sovereignty. Yeah. How don't know how to spell say it in English. Okay, so because except for Japanese ships and trading ships, that's the skill. That's the Japan skill. So trading ship is kind of like encourage doing tradings and uh no trade wars to make it more fair. So as a territory owner, you must protect the ship which pay you for parking fees. So that's what parking fee means. Yeah. So, but you will not be your territory will not be given to the victor if yeah some people attack one ship in your port. Yeah, unless they want to attack your port. Uh, okay, how to move that? Yeah, if you are on the course, yeah, you can move up to 3 boxes, 3 boxes, and you can, yeah, you have to pay the parking fee in order to show that you are still sticking on the courses. And yeah, somehow the road is very short, so you can ignore them. Um, and you can only go straight along the course once you leave the territory. What does it mean? That means that, for example, if you go from London to New York and you have been you have living from London and you are right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and suddenly there is a pirate. Suppose they just have a ship just block between New York and London, and you are just right on the way to their ship. Yeah, they just stop at uh, the course, and you are going straight through to them. And but you, yeah, you know there's a pirate right there, but you are still on the course. And if you want to um not to see the pirate, you can, if you want to go through the pirates, you would either just attack them uh to defend yourself, or just avoid them. To avoid them, some people may think, I want to return to London, but no, because you are already in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you stick to the course. And if you are in real life, you wouldn't notice there was a pirate in front of you. So you can just avoid that, but you have to be off course. So you have to lead the course. So yeah, that's what it means. So you can't go back. You can only go straight unless you want to be off course. And yeah, and the next one is, if your ship is off course, you can only move one box per turn. Yeah, horizontally, vertically, diagonally. Um, okay, so yeah, it's kind of like I just borrowed them from chess, like Chinese chess and international chess, so on. And all the ships will always be moving until they park at ports. Yeah, yeah. For example, like if you are wandering along the course and you're still not in the port, because if you want to park in at the port, you must pay the parking fee, and no, you just wander along the course, so you must move. And note that any ships can be moved in each turn, but individual ships cannot be moved twice or more. Okay, if you go past the port, you can pay to the port owner, and they will protect you. Uh, and you can still stick to the course. Uh, However, if you pass or go for a choking point, you must pay to them. Yeah, I mean that means that if you are in the block where there is a port, you can choose not to pay the parking fee. And if you choose not to pay the parking fee, you will neither be protected by the port nor sticking to the course. So you're just wandering around somehow, like for example, if I'm near New York, the coast, and I can be with New York at the same area, but yeah, I can choose either to pay for them, so I can go into the New York port, so they will protect me, and if not, I can just go pass by them, and yeah, and just ignore them. And however, if you go past the choking point, let's say Strait of Gibraltar, and because there's a only channel, you can't avoid it. You must go through this, and if you go through this, so you must pay the toll, because somebody is in control of the strait, and they charge you if you want to go through the choking point. So you must go. You must pay the toll, because you are using the channel they are in control of. Uh, yeah. So this is what I mean. Um, so the port, if it's near you, just right next to you, you can just ignore them, because you, yeah, because you can either want them to protect you or not, or but for the choking point, you must go through that, so you couldn't avoid that. Yeah. So how to attack? Yeah, move your ship to the place to attack, and either be a castle or an enemy ship. And yeah, each time you attack, you can only use up to two ships. If you defend, you can use a castle or ship, and or two ships. And yeah, um, okay, a ship's power value is 2, and the castles is 3, and the merchant ship's 1. And just add your power value of involving ships and castles together. I explained that for my last video. So yeah, I didn't change that. Yeah, the only thing I just add in is right here. Is a merchant you cannot take others. It's not reasonable. If you do so, you somehow like pirateer or something. Pirates. Mm. Okay, how to complete the uh trade rule? Yeah, I just also explained that at the last video. Um, the only thing you know is that I just reduced the price. Because $200 maybe just quite a bit much. So just reduce to 150, and you can only choose one card. Because if you can accomplish two or three cards, maybe very stressed somehow. Yeah, and I actually my thought is that you can only invest 150 into one program instead of two or three, and yeah, that's why I actually won. Um, you have to declare you have to declare uh whether you are setting off and whether you just finish, and you have to keep the finish card because we have to calculate how many cards you have finished during the game so that we can give you the grade. Okay, so piracy, yeah, I added a log here, so let's get ready. Okay, yeah, I have senior piracy license and junior piracy license. Yeah, they are actually before at the last video, they're quite similar, but here's now they are totally different. I just make a very great difference. So uh yeah, a senior piracy license is actually just the piracy license, so they call them letter of mark in British or French empires. Okay, so if you have this license, you can rob a ship legally in the game. Yeah. So we can call that maybe charter pirateer, just pirate, legal pirate. Uh, you can rob a ship and you can get money if you rob a ship. If you don't have one license, you can't get any money from the robbery. Mm. So junior license is quite different. So as long as smuggling permit, because you see many smugglers, they in real life, maybe a few hundred years ago, they just collect many cargoes uh, from very remote area, maybe, or just some at a very small corner near some big ports, cities, and so on. They will have higher prices. They collect them and they sell them somewhere else. Uh, just try to avoid the government because usually people they do chase countries do chase together, they have to pay tax if it's into other people's customs. The smugglers are not, they are not going to pay tax, so they can earn more money because of it. So here, I mean, because I don't have taxes in the custom, I don't have this concept in my game. So I just convert it into the parking fee, with all the tools for the game. Maybe your ship is parked somewhere, and you have to pay parking fee. And if you are a merchant, the parking fee also have a meaning of the taxes into your custom. So. Um, so smugglers, the junior license just costs $50. Is half price of the senior because you can't rob a ship. Um, yeah, you needn't pay any fees when you enter a port, but the territory owner still had the right to kick you out. It's one of the basic rights for them. So except that your ship is a merchant ship. Um, so a country can have both senior and junior license at the same time, so they can do both if they have the licenses. Uh, okay, so because in my previous video I have senior and junior, they are quite similar. So uh, a country can only have one license and that's enough for them. So it makes a license like everyone can get this is not quite uh, it's not quite as necessary as I think. The yeah, I mean, if the licenses are quite similar, so the countries they think they can only have one, and that's enough. But I want that to be more expensive, or people are more uh, eager for these licenses. So I can have both, and the functions are different. Okay, so piracy licenses can be purchased during rest time. Maybe people they want many people more want to buy them, so you can organize an auction. Mm. So that's how a robbery can make money. So you can rob a ship and you can take over the task and finish the remaining journey, or you can just sell the cargo in your port or in a pirate port. So you can earn $50 more than uh, the person who invested this program. Okay, how to gain resources? Each territory have only one factory. Uh, okay, I mean the factories should be one or two. Okay, I will explain. Okay, actually, like a greenhouse, I have greenhouses and red houses. The greenhouses are much more than red houses. Yeah, that's what I bought it from eBay and somewhere else. So that's for the Monopoly game, but I can use that for like a greenhouse can stand for one factory, and a red house can stand for two. So that means during the rest time, if you have a greenhouse, you can get 1 unit of the resources. So for the red, you can get two units. Yeah. Okay, it is quite overlapping here. Yeah. If you produce gold in your territory, you can only have one green, because if you have too many gold, you'll be super powerful. So you have to build factories in your territory before obtaining resources. So technically it's $40 for one green, and except for the United States, that's one of their skill. Uh, that's their skill. So for that, mm, you just spend one more wood resources ticket based on the green, so you can just do upgrade. Or you can, yeah. Okay, I see what I meant here. It's only have one house, so a house can represent one factory or two. So you can only have one house. Yeah. Okay. So a factory does not have a power value. So if it's the territory is raw, you can destroy them though. So you can gain 1 unit of resources from green and two in red, and they are they have many resources right here, and the functions of resources, yeah, they are pretty much the same from the last video. So yeah, the wood and metal is usually build something, and oil you can use it in the battle or use it in the factory to increase your production. Can increasing your products. So for sugar, you can, yeah, you can move your ships faster. Fertilizer to use them to have the sugar would growing up more quickly. So for gold, you can, yeah, um, you can just use gold to pay equivalent prices. Like for example, yeah, for example, if I have to pay $75 and 1 unit of gold is just right $75 at this time, so I can just pay the gold. I can just use one gold ticket to pay for this price. That's quite good because the currency will, maybe they will inflation or something. Their ability to buy something will be reduced. I don't know how to call it in English. Their capability. So having a goal is more quite stable. So maybe you buy a unit of gold with $50 at this time, and you still keep it. And when the prices go up and maybe the gold is like $75 per unit, and you have to if you have to pay $75, you can just use that gold ticket. But initially you actually just paid $50 because the gold protects you, your treasure, your fortune, to protect you away from the inflation. Yeah, so that's what it mean. And you use the gold to do currency though. You can control currency though. So uh, only for gold you can sell to the bank with the market price. Let's say we have $75 at this time, for 1 unit. So you can just sell and you can get $75. So for other resources, you can only be sold to the bank with the price lower than the market price. Let's say we have wood. Now the price is $15 per unit. But if you sell to the bank, you just get $10 from the bank per unit. Yeah, so I just encourage the players, encourage you not just to sell to the bank, because initially I wouldn't want you to sell to the bank, but it's not quite, because you still want money instead of resources after all. So yeah, so but I actually just want to encourage you to use them or to sell to other players so they can go through each other. Uh, so instead of just I get resources and sell to bank, so I get money. So yeah, that's not quite. It's just seems like it's fixed, but it's no. So when there is a war, all the prices are raised by 10. Country just completing a trade rule is reduced by $5. So I just still thinking about this price. Maybe it's higher because we will experience many wars during the game, as long as you are willing to attack. Mm, I just want to people to I just want to encourage people to attack each other. So that makes the game more fun. Maybe I would just say, uh, if the yeah, for every 5 turns, the resources can be only raised by up to $20. That's quite more makes sense. Yeah. So you can only have up to 10 resources except for gold in your hand. Yeah. So I just encourage you to use them. Uh, I don't want you to have all of them together and you don't use them and you do not sell to other people. So yeah, so Arm Factory is only used to build ships instead of generating resources. Mm. Okay. So railways in canals is the same. Controlling currency. So yeah, I just make quite symmetry here. So if you reserve $5, so all gone. So resources will be the prices will be decreased by $20 and 10, 5, and increase by 10, 20, and 40. Yeah. So maybe you can just go to conquer the place where $5 are issued. I think it's Sydney. So you just conquer Sydney, and yeah, you can control $5. And like I want to give all the $5 to people, so the prices will go down. Yeah, you can use this strategy though. But actually, I just want to say is kind of adjusting strategy for here. Maybe yeah, somehow some people once they control the city like $100 from Calcutta, India, and San Francisco, uh, the United States. So they will conquer these cities and they may issue money to themselves instead of others. So they make inflation and people are just suffering from it. So I use $5, so I can just adjust this marketing, just market system. Um, so somehow it will increase by 40, so I can go down by 20. So just kind of adjusting. So this is a totally brand new session I brought here. So just see some examples. Here are some some background knowledge of economics and somehow maybe implied in business field. So for agreement and treaties examples, you have tax-free, so you can negotiate with each other to say, I don't charge you for parking fee. So you can just go for each other. Everyone is so happy because they didn't pay any money just because of parking. So sharing agreement, because sometimes you want to do a trade because you can see a trade can bring you huge revenue. So yeah, so you go on to a trade. So you go on to a trade, but you don't have enough money to invest because the gate the prerequisite requires you to have $150. Maybe you can just want people to invest you to sponsor you. So you ask them for money. Let's say we have $150 right here, so I want to invest $80. So you guys, you can invest the remaining like $70, or you pay 40, and another country pays for $30, so we can have $150. So we just calculate the percentage. Mm, the percentage they invest during this investment. So when you can get the revenue, so you just give the money to them according to the percentage they set up. So, but notice that the sponsee himself must invest 50% because I'm just afraid you can do something piracy. Just I only invest 10% and other people invest 90%. So if my ship is going through in the middle of an ocean and my another ship, like somehow warship, battleship, just came to my merchant ship and I attack myself. I use my battleship to attack my merchant ship, and yeah, and my merchant is sink and I can get all the money back. So it's somehow like piracy, though, isn't it? So just in order to avoid this something, because I want some, like uh everyone had to believe something. uh it shows you how you're if you are worthy believing something. So bet on agreement, it's kind of like rewarding or punishing. Like if you are a sponsor, it somehow it is actually it is applied in the business field and something like economics. So if you are a sponsor, you can set up one or two condition or just maybe some prerequisites for your sponsor. So it's like um, if your sponsor achieves some goal, you can award him, or if he didn't, you can just punish him. So you can protect yourself when you invest him. So because every time you do investment, you have to take the risk of losing money. It is quite normal. So you can just reduce your risks by doing this. So if you award him, yeah, you can just lose some sort of money. You still earn money. You can just take some small portion of your earnings to him. And but if he fails to finish this project, so you can just punish him. If you punish him, you can get some sort of your money back. So you can just reduce the risk. So it's actually quite very interesting. Uh, so the investment can be anything, not just J-Roll Jenny. J-Roll Jenny is a very good example of practice. So, but however, you can simply like you have formed an alliance, and I can like give you $40, $80, maybe with some resources. I want you to build your ships, your warships, so that you can get prepared to attack some places. And if you if you can attack these places and you uh get the ports, get the territories, so that you can just so they maybe you can just award him, like I give you you needn't pay back to me, or just you needn't uh you just I needed you to pay the parking fee if you come to my port or something like that. So if it fails, you can say like you have to pay me my money back, or just I want one of your ports, something like that. So you can just negotiate with each other, and um so you needn't force him or something because it's based on everyone is willing to sign the agreement. So the loan interests are just something related to loan interest. You borrow money, you're lending money, and yeah, you can just simply just evaluate the interest rate to people. If you want to lend money to people, lend money to others, you can talk about his reputations, his potential risks. Maybe he's going to do a trade road. You can see if he can be successful doing this. If you don't think that's good, you can increase the interest rate, something like that. If like reputation, he always attack people and always fails, like always lose the battles. So his reputation is not quite good. Financial situation is kind of like how much money and resources and factories, territories he has. So you can also just randomly decide interest rate. Like, uh, I don't like to do many evaluation assessments. So you can just like if you want to borrow me money, I give you 200% whatever who you are, uh, whoever you are. So yeah, so basically the later you pay, if you borrow money from someone, so the higher interest rate you will receive. That's totally true. Like money will inflate, and the longer you pay, the risk. The people think you will no longer pay, so the risks of you not paying will be increased. So military agreement, something like NATO, so you can fall NATO. Yeah, that's quite. Yeah, you can set records like how many ships you should have or how many territories you should have before you join me. Mhm. Yeah, that's quite totally true. So something else, yeah. Uh, just just say you cannot penetrate in the Arctic Ocean beyond the courses. Uh, I just want to make some new rules about it. Maybe you can just spend some sort of oil because Arctic Ocean is very cold. Yeah, so uh, you can negotiate with people and side checks like just what I said um in these agreements. So I have this some because news card they are quite small, so I can only write some sort of names of areas right there. So I have to point out what the ports they are, like Caribbean Sea, Mexico Gulf. I have these ports, North Pacific Coast. So in the news card, I just wrote that the Caribbean Sea and Mexico Gulf will experience a storm. So maybe ships or factories will be destroyed totally at the area. Maybe the North Pacific coast is, of course, uh, earthquake, and West Africa is somehow like pandemic. Yeah, I don't know. I just yeah. So how to win is yeah. So I just increase one win the most amount of game. I don't know if I've increased in the last video. So I have many uh I just had many like assessments right here. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, just we knew the rules of game, and I think I won't correct that. Maybe just do some detailed correction, and until until maybe August or September, I may do more because I have to discuss with people. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for listening.